Ever think about the secrets people keep locked away? Those hidden parts of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And what occurs when those walls just start to crack, revealing things, connections, maybe dangers you didn't expect.
It's a fascinating idea.
Well, you shared this incredibly gripping thriller with us.
Yeah,
It's like a maze, really, all these lives tangled together, full of secrets.
it certainly is.
So our mission today is to try and navigate this book, explore those key relationships, and maybe pinpoint some of those moments where things click into place.
The moments of revelation.
Exactly. And actually, for anyone who enjoys looking at books from different angles, you should check out Mindful Moments on our YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
It uses AI for book analysis, kind of prompts reflection, critical thinking. Seems pretty relevant for a story as layered as this one.
Sounds interesting, especially with this book's complexity.
Okay, so where do we even begin?
Mm-hmm.
Lisbeth Salander, I suppose.
Right. Salander, she grabs your attention immediately, doesn't she? First time we see her, she's physically trapped, restrained. But inside, her mind is just burning with these thoughts of revenge. That image, gasoline and a match, it tells you so much right away about her inner fire, her potential for action.
Such a stark image. And then the contrast is almost immediate, isn't it? We see her just calmly observing the Caribbean or, solving a Rubik's Cube in like minutes, tackling Fermat's last theorem. It's not just showing off how smart she is it?
No, not at all. I think you're right. It's more about this brilliant mind stuck in this vulnerable situation, maybe finding some kind of order, some solace in logic when everything else is chaos.
Yeah, order in chaos. Makes sense.
And her intellect goes way beyond puzzles. I mean, the way she handles money, complex calculations, it points to a very sharp analytical mind.
But then when she deals with people,
yeah,
it's different.
Oh, completely. There's this deep, deep wariness, and you can trace it directly back to her past, the exploitation. German, obviously. That tattoo she gives him, I am a sadistic pig.
A brutal statement. It really encapsulates the trauma.
It shapes everything, how she interacts now.
And yet, even with that guardedness, she forms these surprising connections. You have Bland, who's almost like this silent protector following her.
This unexpected loyalty.
And her relationship with Blomkvist. It starts maybe pragmatically,
yeah,
but it evolves. There are moments of intimacy, even though later she calls him an entropic chaos factor, which is quite the label.
It is. Very clinical. And then sharing her apartment with Mimi Wu, that's a big step for someone like Salander.
It really is. These connections, they seem almost contradictory to her nature, but maybe they hint at that fundamental need we all have. Even her.
I think so. That need for connection, even if it looks different for her, and achieving financial independence, buying that apartment, that's huge.
Right. It feels like more than just property.
Oh, definitely. It's about reclaiming control, agency, building a foundation for herself after being so controlled by the system, by German. It's symbolic.
How do you think that affects her going forward, having that base, that control?
Well, it potentially frees her up, doesn't it? Gives her resources, stability, but also maybe raises the stakes.
Interesting point. And even her appearance, it feels like a statement. The dragon tattoo, changing her hair, those moments looking in the mirror.
Yes, it's like she's actively constructing her identity, pushing back against how others have tried to define her.
Forging her ink self.
Exactly, and her actions back this up constantly. Hacking Milton's security, that's not just skill, it's her willingness to operate outside the rules.
And she's not afraid of confrontation. Tanto London, for example.
No, she has this physical courage, too. She's definitely not just a victim. She fights back.
So this really complex person gets thrown into this, well, you called it a web, this tangle of relationships and conflicts.
Let's talk about German again. His view of her is just warped.
Utterly. Sees her as a whore, something to be used. It's pure dehumanization.
But underneath it, you sense his fear of her. He knows on some level the power she actually has.
And Blomkvist. His role isn't simple either. Starts with pity, maybe using her skills.
Yeah, perhaps a bit of both initially. But it seems to grow into real friendship, real concern. You see it when he gets those cryptic messages from her. He worries.
And he has support from Erica Berger at Millennium. His confidant.
Right, his professional anchor, in a way, which is important given what Millennium gets involved in.
Which brings us to Dag Svensson and Mia Johansson, their investigation into the sex trade.
So important. And so dangerous.
Their murders are just tragic. It really grounds the story in these grim realities, the risks involved in uncovering ugly truths.
Absolutely. It highlights the stakes for journalists, for anyone challenging powerful, corrupt systems.
Then the police investigation kicks in. You've got Boblansky, Modig, Fastay, all with slightly different takes, especially on Salander's involvement.
Different theories, different levels of suspicion. And then Dr. Teleborian pops up.
Ah, Teleborian, her former psychiatrist.
Exactly. His past evaluations, his public statements now. It adds another layer of potential bias, making it even harder to see Salander clearly.
And amidst all this, these odd moments of protection happen, like Paolo Roberto stepping in for Miriam Wu.
Yeah, these unexpected interventions, people operating by their own codes.
And then Zala emerges, this shadowy figure connected to Biermann, connected to Svensson, maybe more.
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
That becomes the central mystery, doesn't it? Who is Zala? And what's his reach? And you have Björk, too, the suppo guy.
Right, with his own secrets, prostitutes, fear of exposure. It hints at rottenness within the establishment itself.
It's just the corruption isn't just street-level crime. It goes higher. Even that small detail, the evil fingers reference connected to Miriam Wu.
It links back. Suggests shared histories, shared traumas we don't even know about yet.
Exactly. Deeper connections everywhere.
But it's not all darkness, is it? There are these moments of strength. Empowerment.
Definitely. Salander's resilience is incredible. After being confined, attacked so brutally, the fact that she escapes, survives, it's astounding.
Pure grit.
And those acts of loyalty we mentioned. Bland watching over her. Paolo Roberto protecting Mimi. They're like little sparks of light in the gloom.
Yeah, they show that capacity for good, for connection, still exists.
And don't forget her intellectual wins. The Rubik's Cube, sure, but also that chess stalemate with Sivernanden.
Right. Against a grandmaster, basically.
These aren't just smarts. They're moments where she imposes her own control, her own order on a chaotic world. Mastery.
And those unconventional alliances forming. Her and Mimi Wu living together. Her connection, whatever it is, with Blomkvist.
It suggests a move away from total isolation towards, well, maybe not trust exactly, but mutual support.
A different kind of strength.
And Millennium itself, digging into the sex trade, that's a form of fighting back too, challenging injustice.
Which leads us towards the climax, the unraveling mysteries, the murders of Svensson, Johansson, and Biermann.
And boom, Salander is the prime suspect. The hunt is on.
While Blomkvist is off on his own track, investigating Björk, trying to figure out Zala.
Right, parallel investigations. And Salander is sending him those coded clues, trying to guide him. Maybe it's this strange, disconnected teamwork.
And then the discovery of Björk's old police report on Salander. That's a bombshell.
Huge. It reveals this long history of the system trying to crush her, discredit her. Explains so much about Teleborian, too.
And it all comes to a head at the farm. The confrontation with Niederman and Zelechenko.
The ultimate climax.
Yeah.
And the reveal. Finding out who Zelechenko actually is in relation to Salander.
Shocking. The violence is just brutal. Her injuries, how she keeps fighting.
It's harrowing. Just pure survival instinct kicking in against impossible odds.
And then Blomkvist shows up. Stumbles right into it.
His unexpected arrival, facing off against Niederman. It's impulsive, maybe reckless, but it shows his loyalty. Everything converges right there.
Wow. Yeah. This story, the characters, the plot, it really stays with you.
It absolutely does.
And like we mentioned earlier, if you're intrigued by digging into these kinds of complex themes, thinking critically about narratives like this, do check out Mindful Moments on our YouTube channel.
It sounds like a good resource for this kind of involved story.
Yeah, and this whole discussion is just, one example of the kinds of explorations we try to do across our podcasts.
Well, the key things you take away from this book, they're pretty stark, aren't they? It's a dark world. It doesn't shy away from abuse, from exploitation.
Not at all.
But you also see incredible resilience and this relentless search for truth, however hidden it is.
So, thinking about it all.
Yeah.
It makes you question things, doesn't it? Like, what is justice in a world like this? Is it revenge?
Or something else? And the impact of trauma, how does that linger? For individuals, for society? These are big questions.
They really are. It leaves you wondering.
And it poses a question for you, the listener, too. How do we deal with that mix, the profound darkness and these sparks of light, both in people and in the world?
Yeah. And what's our role in maybe uncovering some of those hidden truths for ourselves?
Food for thought, definitely.
Absolutely. So if you found this conversation interesting, please do subscribe to our podcasts for more discussions like this.
Share it with friends who might appreciate it too.
And we'll put a link in the description if you want to grab the book and experience the story firsthand.
It's quite the read.
It really is. But most importantly, just keep thinking critically about the stories you read, the world you see. Keep questioning.